The Moon, an historic destination for the U.S. space program, now seen through new eyes. These are among the best views of the Moon that NASA has captured in years. They come courtesy of Artemis I, the mission designed to blaze a trail for humans to once again set foot on the lunar surface.
Beautiful view. Isn't that something?
The point is not to repeat the Apollo moon landings of 50 years ago, but to bring the Moon into the sphere of continuous human activity in space, much like the International Space Station. Beyond that, the Moon can also serve as a stepping stone to Mars, a far more distant and challenging goal for human spaceflight. But putting it that way doesn't do the Moon justice. Scientists and space entrepreneurs alike say there are plenty of reasons to be interested in lunar exploration for its own sake. One of the most important discoveries on the Moon since the Apollo era is the revelation, through remote sensing, that substantial amounts of water lie frozen in permanently shadowed craters near the Moon's south pole. Since water can be used for life support and for making fuel, the finding has put a new emphasis on exploring parts of the Moon that no one has been to before. Lunar exploration will also help reveal other useful resources on the Moon and develop its potential as a platform for astronomy and other science. The challenge is getting there, not just once or a few times, but enough to realize the possibilities of another world. To put this in perspective, the space station orbits at an altitude of about 400 kilometers. That's closer to Earth's surface than Toronto is to Montreal. In comparison, the Moon is about 1,000 times farther than that. Since Apollo, engineers have adopted a multi-step strategy to get to the Moon, and something similar has been adopted for Artemis.
We rise together, back to the Moon and beyond.
The first step requires a powerful rocket to get off the ground and into Earth orbit. Once in space, it's time for step 2. NASA's lunar spacecraft, called Orion, separates from its spent rocket. Now another engine takes over, giving Orion an extra boost to leave Earth orbit and put it on a path toward the Moon. Step 3 is lunar arrival. Here, a few different things can happen. It's at this point that Artemis I fired its engines to put it into lunar orbit for several days in order to test various systems. The next mission, Artemis II, will be the first to carry a human crew. It will simply swing around the far side of the Moon and come back to Earth. Artemis III, which will feature the first lunar landing attempt since Apollo, will enter a different type of orbit that takes it around the Moon's poles. From there, a landing craft will descend to the surface. All of these missions include a step 4, which is the return trip to Earth. That includes a safe re-entry of the Orion capsule through Earth's atmosphere and a splashdown in the ocean. But surrounding Artemis, there is also meant to be a host of other flights to bring hardware, including robots, into lunar orbit and onto the surface. Collectively, this will create a level of activity on the Moon like we've never seen before. It's an ambitious vision, and one that will likely determine whether there can be a long-term future for humans in space.
One giant leap for mankind.